What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on a Just Kidding channel. So from when I went to the Los Coolies meet, after that I went to Mexico drifting, and I realized there was some issues with my car. So one of them was that it's overheating when you beat on it, so it wouldn't even last a lap before I have to get off track. Second thing, there's like this annoying squeak in the driver's side wheel, and I think I know what it is. And one of the reasons, you see that the pin for the caliper is like halfway out, so that means the cotter pins must have fell out and the pad is probably like scraping against the rotor. That's what that noise is, which is wild, because even driving, it gets even louder, which is ridiculous. So I'm just trying to see if I can fix it, replace the cotter pin in the back. I spoke to a guy about getting an SR shroud. I should have the clutch fan, but SR shroud with the clutch fan, and see if it'll stay cool. Another thing I have to do is get a coolant overflow, because I don't know if you could tell, like this little residue here, some coolant came out. Not a lot, but still, that's something that I need. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna mount it. I do want to see if I can get like a coolant temp gauge or an oil temp gauge or something like that, just so I know what my temps are, because not knowing is no good. But I'd rather get like a digital cluster and have it tell me all of that stuff, instead of splicing into things and things to that nature, because I do have sensors for these things on the engine, I just can't read them. So that's what I'm preferring. Another thing is, I was thinking, like, everybody keeps saying like, yo, paint your car, paint your car, paint your car. I was thinking about, like, since this kit is it fits like shit anyways, I was thinking about cleaning it and then just rattle canning it the same red. So if that's something you guys think I should do, just let me know. The car will be one color, well, I mean, besides the roof and the hatch, because they're both gray, but and the headlights too, I'm leaving those white. But the front bumper and the side skirts would kinda, I'm not expecting it to be perfect, but kinda match the paint. So like I said, if that's something you guys think I should do, like, I don't really care about aesthetics. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say this, but don't really care too much about aesthetics. If it's on the car, don't give a fuck if it's painted or whatever. Don't care about that. So yeah, just let me know what I should do. Another thing, I think I should try and see if I can mount my fire extinguisher today, and try to see if I can also fix the driver's seat, because it moves a little bit, and that's enough for me not to pass tech. So just these little things that I feel like I should do. And not only that, my WRX needs an oil change. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that today or tomorrow, but it needs an oil change. Damn, on this GoPro, this WRX looks so good. 240 looks good too, so yeah, let's get to it. Hope the view is pretty good. All right, so you guys can see, like, these pins are not in the holes, which is actually pretty fucking wild. Fuck, man, this sucks. Okay, I got them back in. This one seems like it's the right length, but this one isn't. So the people that had put together this car must have had the wrong pins or whatever. Oh well, doesn't really matter. Let's see if that was really the issue. Yep, definitely it was, because now you don't hear that noise anymore. All right, well, I mean, at least that's solved. I gotta see if I can get any more 300ZX hardware for these brake calipers. Oh, that makes me feel so much better, I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyways, put pins in them for now. Gotta get a longer one on the other side. And we should be mint. Alright. Oh, fuck, that feels so much better, man. Let's see. Alright, nothing on that. Nice. See if I can find that clutch fan. Another issue I have is this. There used to be a cap on here, but it's gone. So now I think some oil is like hitting here maybe, and is burning the oil, I guess. I don't know. But I'm gonna try to see if I can do something about that, because this is useless. Okay, so it turns out I do have the fan, but I don't have the assembly. So I gotta figure that out. Just realized I had 2 extra sets of headlights, so I might swap these out. Only because they're red. One of the covers I have to take off and then like pop it out. But other than that, should be good. And not only that, I have to do that because this headlight, I can't get it to be angled any higher, so it's pointed directly at the ground, and I can't see anything like that. So as for this fire extinguisher, I'm thinking I should mount it like right here, because this, or maybe like right here. Can't go any closer, obviously, because I have this box here. Maybe right here is good, or like this. I guess it doesn't really matter as long as it's not moving. So I have to get a little creative when it comes to mounting this, because I lost the drill bit for the self-tapping screws. So I'm gonna have to drill the holes and then try and see if I could get the self-tapping screws in there through those holes. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. That'll solve the fire extinguisher issue. Still need to get an Optima battery. Still need to mount my toe straps. Still need to figure out the issue with my driver's seat. That I probably could figure out today. I'll be able to do that today. As for the overheating issue, I ordered a GK Tech fan. Well, yeah, so I ordered a GK Tech fan because it says that it gives 60% more airflow. So that definitely should get my 240 cool. And I linked up with this guy to try to see if I can get a SR shroud, so I could bolt it to the radiator. So, and the clutch assembly, I have to wait for AutoZone because I didn't have one. So when it comes to the cooling of the engine, I already ordered those parts. Hopefully they come in soon, but it's not I'm not in a rush. I'm not beating on the car, so I don't really have to worry about that. I also got sway bar end links for the rear. I'm not gonna use those OEM bushings. I'm gonna use the polyurethane ones, just so it's a little stiffer, a little more rigid or whatever. I should be able to do that today too, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to it. I just want to tackle one thing at a time until the car is finished. Alright, so it turns out that I don't have any more self-tapping screws, so I'm gonna just scratch that idea. Fire extinguisher is super easy, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I am gonna try and see if I can do the sway bar end links. I have to move the car up maybe at least like 2 feet, so I have space behind the car, and then we should be able to start going. Alright, so this is the OEM stuff. Well, I mean, it's close to OEM. These are pretty solid, but I'm still gonna go with the polyurethane. So let me get these as well. If you guys are unfamiliar about how this goes, like that, pushing. So in between here is the lower control arm, right? Then you put another bushing at the bottom of the lower control arm, washer. This goes in between. Put another one here, another one there. Then that is the sway bar here, and the washer, the nut goes at the bottom, like that. And yeah, there are like specific specs like that you're supposed to like tighten them to, I think, because I read something where you're supposed to adjust it to a certain height if it's a certain car and things to that nature. So not sure if it's the same with this car, but I'm gonna do my best to like compress it as far as best as I can so I can put it on the car. But this should definitely make the suspension a little bit stiffer, especially when going around in corners, and it should alleviate the noise that underneath my car, because since it's not connected, it's just jumping up and down. Alright, I feel like I've spent too much time on this already, but it seems like these links are too short, because when I put the bushing on, right, it gives me a little nub, and then I put the washer, nub is gone. I can't get the nut on that. I was looking for ways to try and compress this whole assembly, and I can't. So this is annoying. I'm gonna try and see if I can get it on. I really want to have the sway bar on because I don't really want to climb underneath the car and take the fucking whole shit apart. And I can't just milk it, put the washer on. It doesn't make sense to do that, so I gotta figure it out. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else I should do instead of working on this same issue for so long. I don't know. If I don't do it, it's gonna wind up pissing me off. So I think I should just stick to this until it's done. that's about it. I can't do the fire extinguisher because I don't have any self-tappers. I can't. I guess I can cut out the inside of the front bumper so it could fit over the bash bar, but I don't even feel like doing that either. So I'm gonna get back to you guys if and when I figure this out. All right, so just got back from AutoZone. These are the end links I was talking about. I compared them to the one that said they were OEM, and they're at least like 2 inches longer, which is wild. So I don't know. Like if I guess I could cut the end, but I'm just not gonna worry about it. They're not gonna scrape against the ground, but I'll just show you how it looks on the car. And this is the clutch fan assembly right here. What's good about this, I thought I had to match up the bolts, but I don't have to. So it's clutch fan assembly, and it comes with the hardware, so with the locking washers and with the bolts. So that pretty much saved me. So I can basically use that old fan that I showed you guys before. I could use that old fan on this assembly, and then we should be good until I get the shroud and that also that GK Tech fan. So let me just bolt this up, see how this looks. Getting these nuts off was like the worst when there's no belt on here. So since there's a belt, it's tightened pretty well. I'm gonna try to see if I can get it off, no problem. Alright, it actually wasn't too bad with the belt on, so got all 4 of them off. I want to see if the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to see if the fan would hit this. If it does, then I have to like zip tie it to something else to keep it down. And that GK Tech fan is it gives 60% more air. So I just want to see if that shit is true. Because if it is, keep my engine temp cooler, and I'll be able to go and drift, get on the car for a little while without it overheating. I'm just gotta make sure when I'm tightening this back up, tightening it back to how it's supposed to be, because it seemed like it was coming off a little bit. Right, so 2 issues. It's hitting this coolant hose, like you see it, and it's also hitting this IAC hose. So I gotta just try to see if I could zip tie this to something and also zip tie this to something else, because they're both hitting. But there's still a decent amount of space in between here. Once I get that zipped up, I'm gonna try and bolt all of the bolts down, see if there's any more clearance issues, and then we should be good. I want to know how the GK Tech fan is gonna fit, because I did read something about, it said that it was touching something. I'm not sure, I might have to look that up again, but it said that it was touching something, so you have to adjust. But hopefully there's nothing that I can't fix. Alright, so I guess it's safe to say I'm an idiot. Had the fan on backwards. It's in the same orientation, and since the smooth side is this side, I thought it was the opposite side, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. So got the fan on, made sure there was nothing touching the fan. I'm gonna remove everything from the engine bay now, like the toolkit, zip ties, wrenches, ratchets, whatever. Start up and close the hood and see how much airflow is either going through the back of the hood, because it is raised a little bit, and see what happens. All right, hopefully you can see it. You see, like, the clearance off of the ground is very minimal. So I might have to cut that center piece maybe like 1/2 inch, and then cut the bolt down like 1/2 inch. So it's higher, but as of right now, this is how it's sitting. It's like that on both sides. All right, so got the GK Tech fan in the mail yesterday. I'll replace this ugly stock one with this one. I just like the fact that it's black, so it'll match the inside of my engine bay a little bit better. But anyways, let's just get to it. And just like that, the fan is on. I like the fact that it's black. Really makes the engine bay look a lot better than the white OEM one. So I actually have to go to AutoZone and pick up something for my dryer. So while I'm there, I'm just gonna get self-tapping screws and self-tap the fire extinguisher to the footwell of the passenger side. Right, so got my stuff for my fire extinguisher. I just needed some self-tapping screws, nothing too crazy. I'm gonna mount it here on the footwell of the passenger side. So it's right here. Yeah. Oops. That is not going anywhere, and I think that is all I needed to pass tech. I got the correct fuel lines, fire extinguisher, seats fully bolted in. The wiring on my engine bay is pretty good, so I think I should be pretty good, which I'm grateful for. Oh, battery, last thing. I need to get an Optima dry cell battery instead of the battery that I have now. Then I should be good. Yeah. Please like, comment.